Hello everyone. So now I know it's been a while, like more than a month maybe, but actually that's just the last video. It's been a while since I've done the last review. So to make up for it, I'm doing a triple review. Now one of these I got a while back. It's actually a very interesting story that I will tell once I get to them. But first we're gonna be starting off with Deluxe Class Venom or Venom, however you want to pronounce his name. Let me just fix this real quick. So, I got this guy for my birthday. He was very good. I actually really liked this figure. And honestly, looking at the design, I think for most people, the colors are gonna set them off. But he is actually I like this color scheme. He's a really good design, and I gotta say, he's actually one of my favorites in transformation and other things. So let's get into that real quick. So starting off with accessories, he came with his instructions. Okay, give me a sec. His hands and grip is really, it's just really hard to get off sometimes. So his only accessories were the instructions, this blaster, and his axe head, which you plug into the blaster to make an axe, which you can hold right here and right here, which is very nice. So to get into articulation, we're first gonna start with the head. He has some of the best head movement I've ever seen. He could look up this far due to this how it's designed, up this far, down this far. He can move side to side, a 360. Actually, just 360. His hand can't move side to side, but it can move around like this. It can also, due to the area on a hinge like that for the transformation as well, it just moves back and down. So it could be like that. Now for the arms. Since this is very interesting because due to how it is, the wings hinder articulation. So if I move them out the way though, it is pretty good. So you have a swivel right here, full 360. He can move his arms out like that. A bicep swivel. And no wrist, but they can move in like that. And due to transformation, you actually kind of shorten the arms to how you like, so you get more posability out of that. I gotta say, his arms definitely get hindered a lot due to the wings, which isn't very fun. But off that, he also has a waist swivel, which can do a full 360, which is very nice. I didn't even know he actually had one. I didn't try to test it until later. Now for the legs, he can move forward all the way, backwards all the way, full like that. They could do full splits, just like that. He has due to transformation as well, he has a really deep bend, like well over 90. Look at that. That's an amazing bend. And then he has some of the best, and do I mean best, ankles, because they also for transformation, they go all the way out and they fold in like this. So he has really good ankle pivot. So besides the arms, he has really good posability for a deluxe class, mind you. He's actually a really good deluxe class. That's all I have to say for right now. So let's get into transformation. Now, you guys may do it differently on other videos how they do it, but for this guy, we're first gonna flip in the feet, bring them forward out, bring them out like this. Then we're gonna rotate the legs to the green part sticking to the crotch, and then bring it in and snap it in like that. And do that for the other side. And tab in this on the back. Make sure the feet are aligned so these tab into each other. So the back looks like this and the front. So now for me, I do this to make it easier. I also move out the wings to the front, which are also on the swivel, by the way, like this. And they move out. I already put them on the back, so they're not in the way. And then for the legs, I also just move them down until the very last step, so they're not in the way as well. Next, we're gonna move out the head, so they're not in the way. And then for the arms, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put his fist in, and then shrink down or compress his arm, both of them, so they're like this, and then it's out. So you gotta push it in, and then bring it down. And make sure you get it slotted into here. So you're gonna have to fiddle until it just slides in. Just like that. And repeat this process real quick. Sometimes my copy's a little tough. And then for the head, you just bring it down, tab it in, put down the antenna, and then spread out the legs. And here we have the cicada mode. So, my thoughts on him. He is very fun. I like the transformation, but it's gonna be a little finicky, I feel like, for some people. But besides that, I really like the cicada mode. I like the colors, I like the design. It just looks really nice. So let's get into posability, because this thing has a couple of posability actually. So first, all these legs are on the ball joint, so they have individual movement like this, where it can move up and down or move to side like that, which is fairly nice. I like that they're individually articulated. And then basically the only other part of articulation he has is in the wings. Like I mentioned, they're on the swivel, so you can move them forward, back, to the side, just twist them. And yeah, that's basically it. But still, he's a cicada, which can't really do much regardless. But still, he has really decent articulation. If you want, you can also just take this and just articulate the head. But I mean, it doesn't really look that nice. And then you could take the axe gun, either take it off and have the blaster at the bottom. Take off the axe and put the blaster at the bottom, but this still works. Or just put it on the side, ports on the side. The port on the side, not this, you know what I meant, whatever. So yeah, this guy's definitely my favorite, but due to the arm issues, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. The only thing that really disappointed me was how the arms stick because of this, but besides that, he was really good. So next up, we have a newer Transformer. Give me 1 second. My bad. And that's Age of the Prime's Amalgamus Prime. I also really like this guy due to how unique his design is. Like, he is really nice. Basically a bootleg General Grievous because of the 4 arms. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really funny to me. How we basically have our own version of Grievous in Transformers mode. But let's get past that and get back to this. So, design-wise, this is a very, and do I mean very nice design. I love the color palette, how it's designed, the shapes, the proportions. We don't really have many Amalgamus Prime figures, so this is really good. I really like this design. So to get into, oh god, give me 1 sec. My bad, guys. Actually, no, yeah, pop up the head. We're gonna need this for a sec. So accessories, he did come with these 2 side things. I have no idea what these are called or what they're for. He came with his scythe, pickaxe scythe, but also came with this blaster which plugs into the scythe, and also this thing at the bottom, which is used for one more accessory that he comes with, which is actually in his eye, which is, if I can just pop this out real quick, is actually the transformation cog, or the T-cog. This is a very fun artifact because this is basically the building form of Transformers. They have T-cogs. This is the reason why they could transform in the first place. And this could plug into this chalice, which he could hold, which I don't know how he does it, but he does. Probably just pads it by not doing it right, whatever. So I'm just gonna, also real quick, this is actually really nicely designed, and how the fact they have it as his eye basically in his head is actually really good and funny storage to me. Like, I like that a lot. So enough of that. Let's get into transformation. So actually, one disclaimer about this guy: his joints are ridiculously tight. Like these can hinge. His hands can actually not transformation. I need to possibility. So let's get onto that. So for the head, he can move it side, or actually 360 right here, on this portion, and then he can move it up and down right here, and side to side. But that's the problem. Some of his parts, like the arms and the feet, and his especially the head, like to pop off. In fact, I found him with his head off in the box, is that's how easily they pop off. And this scene is so tight. Like, you can see how this becomes a problem sometimes. And then he can move the arms back and forth right here. And for the arms, see this also really tight, but they can bend. I'm just gonna take it off. They can bend right here. His wrist actually move out like that, so that's really cool. And then I would show you that he can open his hand more, but it's just so, like, I can't. Like, it's literally basically stuck in there, basically not posable. Oh, and one more thing I forgot about the arms. They do swivel right here, which helps a lot. Now, this is very unique for a figure I haven't seen yet, but he actually has a tilt like this in the chest, which is very fun. Also, 360 waist rotation. That head's pissing me off already. And then for the legs, he can move forward, back. I'm not gonna do the full spiel because his legs are also really tight. And then see his legs fall off, or his feet. So no, he actually doesn't have a swivel. But due to how his feet are and legs are, this right here, since it plugs in, since his feature that you could take off his parts and make it to basically different vehicles, his swivels right here. And then he also has a really good pivot. But he also, for the legs, he also pulls them differently. This moves up. This moves back. That's where the legs have decent articulation as well. But it's really hindered by the fact the rest of the build is so tight. Well, these feel loose and they just fall off, which is really unfortunate. Because when you're trying to post this guy, like, you're gonna want to post everything about him, but it's either too tight or it's so loose that it just falls off and gets lost in the process, which is very, very annoying. But enough of that. Let's get into transformation. So I'm just gonna take off I'm just gonna leave his head alone for the most part until I need to. So, so first you gotta make sure his arms are in this position where this is, make sure these are pointing towards you. And make sure you got just the arms like that. Make sure the arms are like this. And then you're gonna bring these flaps down, or whatever they're called. And they're supposed to tap into the arm, so you gotta be careful with that. You don't want to break the tab by accident if it can actually go in, because these arms are low-key really annoying to deal with, especially since they always these back ones especially pop off. In fact, I'm just gonna take them off and put them on after, because that's how annoying they are for me. So anyway, let's do this. Let's put the other side real quick. Gotta adjust it. Just give me 1 sec. We gotta make sure that gets slotted in. Adjust. There we go. And then now we're gonna open this from up here. Actually, no, not yet. Then we're gonna bring down this midsection. I'll put on the head after when I need it. But we're gonna bring down this whole section to, you see this gap from bringing it down. And then we're gonna open this top section. Then we're gonna bring this part down into here and this down. And then you're gonna close this section up. Bring his cause his torso open up like that. Then for this section, we're actually gonna wanna bring the head to this cavity, which can be a little tricky, but there we go, just like that. We got his head into this cavity. It's been a little, I don't know why. Hold up, give me a sec. But yeah, this transformer is really something else when you're trying to actually transform him, since he likes to literally fall apart. Like his whole gimmick is to come apart, but they could have done that so much better when he was actually, if he's actually tight enough to do the job. Because this figure is under seat, this trying to transform it. I barely even touched the leg, and yet it just fell off. Like, and he's just so tight in other places. It's literally so annoying because all the tolerances. Like, he is so annoying to transform sometimes. And see, this head, it doesn't want to go. It has to be flat. The horns have to go inside as well. But yet, due to how he is and how to actually get the head in, it's really annoying. This figure, I want to enjoy so much for transformation purposes. Barely needs to want to transform. There we go. We got it in. What? So now we can move on to the rest. So now for the back, you're going to twist. When you bring it back, you got to twist it. So it's like this. The head's popping out. Get why? Okay. Now for this, there's a tab which you got to put in right here in this section for the legs, and the leg just fell off again. Whatever. In my copy, this just want to say tapped in fully. Whatever. And there. So then for the legs, since they're normally forward, actually that's the wrong section. These are normally forward. Actually, is it? I'm lost, but let's do this. So then you bring the foot forward. I bring this whole thing down so it taps into the leg. Just like that. Do it to the other side, bring this up so this could go down. And tap in. And this in the feet tap in. There we go. Now, if these fell off, you can just slide them back in. Put these on. Right here. And here is, oh, and it fixes its hand real quick. And here is whatever this mode is. It doesn't fit on my theme. Let me adjust it. There we go. So whatever this is, I know it's still weird looking. But hey, I could show the other parts, like what he could turn into, but I guess I could. I'm gonna do a couple examples then. Also, this slides in like that, and then we bring him. You can literally tap it into the front and be a turret. Let's see, like that. Of course, you gotta bring this legs up. So if you want to keep it secure, you tap it. That's a whole mess itself. I'm not gonna do that because, yeah. So first of all, I could show you is with this. I think it's like that, yeah. So you want to bring this down so it's tucked in, and then have the legs like this, and just not tap it in. Grab his side pickaxing, and then tap it into this hole right here. Just like that, except it's being fucking annoying. Yeah, I really like this figure, but overall, his transformations really piss me off, bro. Like, it's honestly so infuriating having to fight with this figure because things just don't want to tab in or just go properly. So that's the first thing you could do. And then with these two front arms, you push this up and tap it together. And there you go. That's a little carding. But you can also just attach to the sides of this to make a turret even bigger if you want. And then lastly, for these back arms, I'll have them just straighten out fully. Bring out this wing. Do that for the other one. Bring out the wing, straighten out. And then just tab this in. And then flip it over. And that's another little vehicle he mode thing. Little, actually, I don't know what to call this, but But you can also tab into this little part. Take a little cool turret fusion thing, which I don't know, but so overall, he's definitely not my favorite to transform at all. And plus, he can't even do what the other gimmick is, which there's like the weaponizers. He can't because it's all shallow. Like as you see, it's all just these type of ports, and the only connections are these. But with normal ones, these are already on the figure and they're not actually connected to the body, basically. So that could tap into any other transformers, which is such a weird. Excuse me. It's not a choice. But now for the last figure of this review. So here's the story. It's actually Gamer Edition Soundwave from the War for Cybertron Fall of Cybertron games. I was actually able to find this guy for a pretty good price. No damage, has both his accessories. Basically brand new. He's not broken, he's actually perfectly fine. The only problem was he was extremely loose, but I fixed it with this joint tightener I got Amazon for $50. Not sponsored, obviously, but this works a lot. This is actually a really good product for just $15. Like it really, you don't have to put so much to over point where it's overflowing. Only a little will help a lot. So I actually got this guy in a shop I think called Quake and Collectibles, or whatever it's called. Yeah, I think Quake and Collectibles in Chicago. It was a really fun store. Like there was a bunch of Transformers, there's a bunch of collectibles everywhere. It was just really cool seeing a bunch of stuff I never got to see before, because I didn't get to collect Transformers for a while because I wasn't really into it. So I saw a lot of old Transformers that looked really cool. So now this design, I really, and do I mean really, love this design. It's so good. Like on a figure form as well, just for a deluxe class, he is a really good figure. I just loved him a lot. This is my first actual transformable Soundwave, Vince. Soundwave is my favorite character, but he's my only first transformable one. And I know about the new Age of the Primes, or not, Studio Series 86 Soundwave, which I really want to get. But back to that later, I guess. So let's start for pulsability. First off, we got the head, which does move side to side, but no up and down, but also has light piping. You can see the clear plastic in the back. Then for his arms, he move back and forth because they're on a ball joint like that. They can move out, not very far. They can move around. He has a swivel right here. A more than 90-degree bend, yeah. And then he can rotate his wrist. He does have wrist rotation. Accessories are his gun and his cannon thing. I don't know what it's called. Unfortunately, due to this transformation stuff, he actually does not have a waist swivel, but he's still very pulsable, in my opinion, because he still has die swivels, a 90-degree bend. You can move back, forward, and then his feet are also very tight. So you have to tighten them up, but they can move forward like that. They actually, since they're ball joints, they also don't really. Actually, his pulsability is decent, but not the best. Like Bennett's, it's actually definitely way better, in my opinion. But still, he is a really fun Transformer. I was really happy to find him and get him for just about $20. Basically brand new. There's a couple paint chips, and his accessories are really tight to put in his hand and come off. But besides that, he's still a really solid figure. So for transformation, he has really great rib storage. It goes in his chest, so you can really just put them in like that. And that's weapon storage. I love this weapon storage a lot. It's really useful and really helpful. So for transformation, first up, arms. You want to bring them forward like this, and there's a thing right here, this panel. Pull it out and just pop it over his head. Do the same with the other side. Bring it forward, bring it over, and tap into the front, and that's the hood of the car. Now for the arms, or no, the wrists, you want to bring them forward until the wrists are facing So you can see the knuckles with this tab right here to indicate. Then you just push it down. Bring this forward, and there's a tab right here that goes into here, and then you just tab that in. And then you bring this wheel up, and bring this up, and bring this forward to the front spikes in this spike. And repeat the process. Bring this forward, push it down, tab this in, bring the wheel forward, and then there we go. Now, for the chest, what you want to do in the legs, you want to untab it because it's tabbed in. So you want to bring it forward to untab it, bring it out. Actually, no, you want to bring, there's another tab in this chest. So it's supposed to look like this. Then you bring it back. Make sure the legs are straightened. So that way you slot in like that. So it should be looking like this so far. And then for the legs, what you want to do, bring the reels and rotate them forward. Wait. Yeah, like this. Rotate them forward. Oh, no, it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be rotated. That's supposed to be like this on RoboMo, rotated like this. I don't know what the hell happened there. So they're supposed to be like this. And now you bring up these back knees on the feet, just like that. You want to rotate the feet. And they're actually on a spring-loaded tab thing, so you want to untab and they slot into place. Just like that. Do it for the other side. And then tab in the middle. Make sure that's... And then you just want to bring this forward. And just tab it in over the hood. Do micro adjustments if you want, especially on the wheels, due to how they're designed. And then, oh, there we go. That's the car mode for Gamer Edition or Game First Soundwave. I really like this box car mode, basically this Cybertronian car mode. It's a very nice car and compresses really well, especially the bottom. This, I mean, you can tell these are kind of his legs, but the cable management on this figure is actually pretty damn good. Like, and especially on Venom, he has cable management. You could basically, the only thing that's out of place is the head, because you can see the visor, but that's basically only it for Kibble. Like, the head might throw you off, but that's the only thing for Kibble, basically. This guy looks really good. Like, you can't tell that's his feet or anything, because it's just fits so perfectly. I just really like this figure a lot. So, in total, he is definitely my favorite, but that's some problems. So, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. He's just really nice. Oh, I didn't do Amalgamus, but yeah, he's definitely a 6 out of 10 due to everything just falling apart and how tight he is. It's good when a figure is tight, like the joints, but that's also a really bad downside if they're just overly tight. That's the bad thing. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys really like me doing this review again after being gone for a while. I am trying to do other things from Transformers since I've done a Hammer collection before and got a couple new ones I actually kind of want to review, but I'm also doing a Stitch Figure Arts now. So please go to my community tab and vote for which ones you want to see reviewed. And everyone have a wonderful day. I hope you guys really like this again. Thank you so much for watching this, and goodbye.